to my left is accompanied to ringside by Stokely Hathaway. He represents from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 162 pounds. He is the current reigning and defending Powerbomb TV Independent Champion, the Octopus, Jonathan Gresham.
Big shocker here, Stokely Hathaway with something to say. Let's see if this is in fact a title match.
He said he's pissed to the highest level.
Told you, man, get a few drinks in Worcester. They get a little bit ugly.
It's getting dark outside. The drinks are flowing. These people are letting Stokely hear it.
I ain't paying him by the hour.
Excuse me, I'd like to do my job in wrestling tonight, okay? So I'd really appreciate it if all you guys just be quiet. And you, get the hell out of this.
Does Gresham have the power to eject a fan?
Keith Sweat.
Championship. But Flip, don't flip too hard, my brother.
Ominous message from Stokely Hathaway directed towards Travis Flip Gordon.
I mean, that's something Flip Gordon has to worry about every day of his life, flipping too hard.
Dude, imagine coming back to Beyond Wrestling, your first match back in a year. Beyond Wrestling's pride itself on not having any championships, but obviously a working relationship with Powerbomb TV, a showcase match showcasing one of the greatest wrestlers on the planet in Jonathan Gresham, originally scheduled to go one-on-one with Katie Yano, a wrestler that came up Battle Arts. And Travis Gordon, right place, right time, has now found himself in contention for the Powerbomb TV Independent Wrestling Championship. The first defense. Can Gresham hold on to that title, or is he at a not time? I mean, let's face it, Katie Yano is a completely different animal than Travis Gordon.
Totally, yeah, that's you are 100% correct. I mean, Jonathan Gresham came into tonight. Oh, wow. He just threw his shirt right in the face of that fan that he was trying to eject from the building. Complete disrespect. And I mean, the people here in attendance in Worcester, I feel like they're a bit torn here. I mean, I feel like everybody in the building respects Jonathan Gresham as a tremendous professional wrestler and a tremendous athlete and technician, but he has aligned himself with Stokely Hathaway.
Well, that's the thing. Does respect earn you championships?
And I mean, yeah, the proof is in the pudding. It's working out. He's got the Powerbomb TV Independent Championship.
I mean, two competitors, you can watch their catalog of work here in Beyond Wrestling, both doing great things in Ring of Honor. I think that's one of the things that's cool about Powerbomb TV is that there's representations of so many different wrestling companies. You really never know who's going to pop up, but you do know that it's going to be the best professional wrestling in the world.
That's right, and Jonathan Gresham holding the crown, so to speak.
I feel like Flip Gordon is a completely different wrestler than the last time we saw him in Beyond Wrestling. You know, even competitors like AR Fox, Shinra and now Zenshi, when they start out earlier in their career, when they had that athletic ability, the gymnastic background, it's more difficult for them to make the transition to be a complete professional wrestler than other, and they rely on taking those risks. But there you see Travis Gordon, who's now really trying to work out his fundamentals, and I still think that Gresham's going to beat on the mat.
Oh, yeah.
But Flip Gordon's going to be able to do things that Gresham has never seen before and cannot prepare for.
Yeah, I mean, Gresham just completely stunned on Flip Gordon there with that cartwheel out of the headlock. That's the confidence that, the world traveled and the very experienced Jonathan Gresham has. He can stay calm in a situation like that. He doesn't feel danger in that headlock. He had the wherewithal to cartwheel out of it. You see here, smooth transitions. He's very relaxed in the ring as Jonathan Gresham.
You been in the ring with both these guys, Hot Sauce?
I don't believe I've ever been in the ring with Travis Flip Gordon. I feel like if I had, I'd probably remember it. Definitely been in the ring with Jonathan Gresham for right here in Beyond Wrestling. And,
match you can watch for free at youtube.com/Beyond Wrestling.
And yeah, Gresham, he stays very calm in the ring. It can be very frustrating to wrestle somebody like Jonathan Gresham.
Flip Gordon, though, a little bit of showboating right here.
Yeah,
Gresham's
no lack
just
of
walking
confidence.
away from it.
Look at that. Doesn't even look real the way he moves his body around.
That's one of those looping gifs. You can watch it forever.
A boomerang, if you will.
But at some point, the gift's going to end, the action's going to start. And Travis Flip Gordon, maybe not accustomed to this atmosphere here in Beyond Wrestling. Like I said, it's been about a year since he's competed here. He's got to keep his mind and his focus and his attention on Jonathan Gresham, the independent wrestling champion, and not be concerned with the fans. But still, the showboating is really winning him over more favor. And like you said, Jonathan Gresham losing all that favor, even if the fans respected him because he's aligned himself with Stokely Hathaway. Oh, man, Gresham out on his feet. Now he's down on the mat, down on the floor.
Caught right in the back of the head with that jumping kick.
Flip Gordon looking to live up to his name. Got that drop kick. And now Flip Gordon looks for that combination, cartwheeling over, and the kick to the head.
A low thrust kick right to the side of the head of Jonathan Gresham. Uh-oh. He picked a great corner to flip out of.
Oh! Sticks the landing. Jonathan Gresham colliding the wooden floor here. That electric haze. Flip Gordon's favoring that arm. And I wonder if Gresham picked up on that.
He may not have seen it there, but I mean, Gresham, he's a very intelligent wrestler.
Flip Gordon maybe looking to flip his way back into the ring. The springboard and the official getting pulled in the way.
A bit of a questionable move there out of
Gresham. These WWA 4 guys, that's where Gresham started out, are so heavy-handed. I don't know the technique that Mr. Hughes taught them.
Oh, nice toe hold out of Gresham.
The drop kick while Flip Gordon is hung up awkwardly in the ropes. And now Gresham perhaps looking to do more damage.
Weird.
That's a bit of an obscene gesture.
That was odd. I did not care for it.
Think about it, though. He is the champion of all of independent wrestling. That is not just encompassing of one promotion. That is encompassing of the entire scene.
I mean, that's why we see him, like you said, Beyond Wrestling. There is no Beyond Wrestling champion, but here we see Jonathan Gresham defending his independent championship on a Beyond Wrestling show.
I mean, it's not the first time that we've had a title defended as a showcase match, and obviously showcasing some of the very best that Powerbomb TV has to offer. Again, if you're watching this and you haven't done so already, please check out last week's Future Super Show, where Jonathan Gresham was crowned the independent wrestling champion, and Stokely Hathaway really revealed in full, well, I think it's in full, I don't know. I mean, maybe there could be more members, but his version of the Dream Team in Powerbomb, at the Powerbomb TV Super Shows.
It's like you said, you never know who's going to pop up and who's going to take part. But right now, Jonathan Gresham sitting down in a nice Indian deathlock here. He's got both legs of Flip Gordon tied up. And he's using Flip Gordon's own leg to hyperextend his right knee here.
Still doing damage. I mean, the pressure is primarily on the right knee, but that affects the left leg as well, correct?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, the Indian deathlock is it's an underrated maneuver. I mean, I've been injured in an Indian deathlock. It's no joke. And Flip Gordon paying Gresham back for that earlier chop.
Of course, Gresham, though, coming up with the guys at WWA4, you know he's been in the ring on a number of occasions with high flyers. He knows just exactly what to do to neutralize them. Whether he can, this remains to be seen in this contest. Oh, and what was that? I mean, okay, we saw somebody got shot. We saw chainsaws in here earlier tonight. So I can see why Kevin Quinn would be, you know,
He's got his head on a swivel.
Yeah, checking to see what's going to be happening. But I heard it plain as day. That was not the sound of a chop.
Gresham relentless with these covers, stacking up Flip Gordon. And you talk about Gresham having the high flyers well scouted. Even though he was preparing for, like you said, a completely different opponent here, looking to face off with Keita in the house. He's used to a high flyer, and Gresham fully capable of doing a little bit of high flying himself. We've seen a beautiful shooting star press out of him.
You know what's so interesting about watching Keita's matches? That a lot of times he competes in an organization that doesn't even have a ring.
Oh, believe me, I've seen him.
So, you know, going back to what you were saying about somebody like Riddle earlier in the night, who's able to learn from their environment. I mean, it's easy to call Flip Gordon a high flyer. I almost prefer to call him an environmental wrestler. You know, it's not just taking it on the mat. It's the ropes, it's the apron, it's the ring post, it's perhaps the brick wall and all of the surroundings here at Electric Haze that Flip Gordon, you know, being a gymnast, and I do think he also has a parkour background, you know, he knows how to utilize his elements. He's an elemental wrestler. And Jonathan Gresham is an elementary wrestler. He just knows the fundamentals of professional wrestling in and out. He's got him hooked up. Might be looking for that Hickory Valley driver I heard referred to back in the day. I don't know what the kids are calling it these days.
Hickory Valley driver. Oof.
Flip Gordon landed on his feet.
Yeah, had it scouted with Gresham.
Oh, springboard sling blade. Very impressive.
Tremendous showing of body control from Flip Gordon. Flying off the ropes and able to swing around with some extra momentum, driving Gresham into the mat with a sling blade, and he's looking to scale the top rope here is Gordon.
Uh-oh, that time landed on his knee, so I'm favoring it. Kept him a step behind.
Gresham knows what to do. He closed the distance.
Oh,
wow.
Springboard super kick. Didn't close the distance enough. And Flip Gordon hobbling over to Gresham. Let's see if he's going to get that Death Valley driver variation. Oh, no, instead, like a reverse Finley roll. And the shooting star press. What a combination
right on
Flip
top.
Gordon.
Yeah, really interesting combination there. Like you said, like a reverse Finley roll, exactly.
How many guys have the strength and the agility to perform a maneuver like that? That's a once-in-a-million athlete that you're looking at, Flip Gordon.
I've seen one other person do that maneuver.
Gordon catching himself on the apron. He fell to the floor. Did he get pulled down?
Good question.
I see Stokely right in there.
Good question. Gresham on the top.
Oh, the shooting star press to the back.
Wants one more.
Looking to beat Flip in his own game.
Didn't feel like he got enough. Wow.
Spectacular aerial assault. Oh, and just like that.
How do you kick out of two shooting star presses? But he found himself right in a toe hold, did Flip Gordon. Jonathan Gresham right in his wheelhouse here. Tremendous hold here.
Flip Gordon's momentum used against him when he kicked out. Gresham's got a hold of that ankle. Perhaps going to be looking now to trap the leg and suplex Flip.
Wow.
And a deadlift variation. Gresham has got such a strong foundation. Look at that bridge. Oh, man.
Yeah, the flexibility of Gresham really being shown there. But he wasn't able to drive his feet into the mat to get all the pressure on that bridge.
Oh, he's got him hooked. He's got
Gordon's
him hooked.
got him hooked.
What a combination on a Flip Gordon, but he missed with all of his strike attempts, and instead Gresham double stomping that leg and now going to win a figure four.
And yeah, those stomps on the legs are brutal, Denver. You feel those for weeks when somebody stomps on the inside of your leg, on the outside of your leg, on your IT band. Gresham going for the back of the knee. I mean, you feel that for weeks. It just debilitates you.
Well, Flip Gordon's probably feeling it right now, and he's going to figure out a way to fight through the pain. He did get to the ropes. Oh, no, he was struggling to do so. And Gresham, instead of letting go of the hold, is trying to bring this figure four to the apron. The official begging and pleading with Gresham to break the hold.
Look at Flip Gordon's right knee. Look at how hyperextended it is right now.
All that rolling around.
Gresham's technique is amazing on this figure.
Oh,
my
why
God!
did you do that? That'll shatter everybody's kneecaps. That's like being on a suicide mission.
You want to talk about high risk? You usually think a guy like Flip Gordon is high risk. That was one of the most high risk things I've ever seen in wrestling. Gresham putting it all on the line, keeping a figure four, rolling off the ring apron to the floor.
Is either man going to be able to answer the 10 count?
Gresham's up. I mean, that was a risk, but it seems to be a calculated risk from Jonathan Gresham. That's it.
Wow. Can't say I was expecting that for the first defense of Jonathan Gresham's Powerbomb TV Independent Wrestling Championship.
But that's a win, Denver.
Here's your winner by countout, and still Powerbomb